Nigga, if the
would've
roles were reversed.
I know,
Blah, 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 blah,
I'm just saying.
blah.
I've seen the history of the amount of UCLs.
but-
You're sick. You're actually very good. Yeah.
You're a Ted Hug or you're a Pep.
Chelsea are shit.
He just went there to be a part of the numbers.
Yeah.
The
Are you
most
happy about that?
I'm happy about the improvement
Bez.
from last year.
She's fishing.
I don't like how this is being said as like an achievement. Though.
Do you know what I mean?
Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Keep It 90, brought to you by the House of NNESAGA, supported by our family, Spotify, and we are at the end of the Premier League season. Come on. We got a special guest in the building. We've got Niran, who is one of the best football. I wouldn't even say football. I just say one of the best content creators out here right now.
My
Your
guy,
content
appreciate
is
that, man.
very interactive. I don't know how you do it, but you're doing it.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me. Honestly, yeah, sick, man. This setup, man, very professional.
Spotify proper.
Shout 'em out.
Before we go into the football and like the misery of a few clubs and that,
Yeah,
let's just talk about.
I'm not getting dragged into the misery, by the way. We've known our fate for like a month now. I've been at peace
you're
with
calm,
it.
you're
It's
calm now.
We're good.
Before we go into that, let's talk about your journey into like the footballing space and like where it started, because it is, I don't know how many years it's been, but your audience, your videos, everything is just top quality. So how long have you been doing it, man?
I started, I want to say like 10 years ago.
10 years?
Yeah, so it's been time. I started when I was in year 10 or something.
Wow.
GCSEs.
Ahead of the curve, man.
I'll be honest, I was just watching KSI videos, bro. I was just watching them, like, instead of doing lessons or whatever. And I was like, I really want to do that. I started doing like gaming, like FIFA stuff, whatever. And yeah, just kind of started with that. I had a terrible microphone, sounded like I was underwater the whole time. But yeah, just kind of went from there, basically, whilst I was in school.
I love that. So did you always know that you was going to try and do, because obviously you're watching it there, but then when it comes, I feel like as you get older, it becomes more of a reality. So it's like, at what point did you realize, you know what, I can do this for a living?
Well, when I first started, it was like, the only then were you starting to get like actual YouTubers. Like people weren't really doing it for like a stable job. It was just kind of like, if they were big, you'd talk about it in school or whatever. Yeah. But like, it wasn't like a job description. So it was literally probably after like 3 or 4 years where I was like, actually, I could like maybe try and do this full time or professionally or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, so it took a little bit of time.
I love that.
But I did I knew I wanted to. I knew I could. It was just like being consistent, basically.
What would you say was that moment where you was like, or maybe you haven't had it yet, but what would you say is that moment where you're like, you know what, I think I've made it.
I don't know, because I'm not really like sort of, oh yeah, I have made it or whatever, if that makes sense. I'm just doing my thing in it. But it was probably the first time I felt like, oh yeah, I've actually achieved something here was like, it was when I was still doing FIFA stuff. They used to do these events where they'd like invite YouTubers out and like test the game or some shit. And it was in like Germany, and they flew us out, and I was in this hotel room which was way, way, way too fancy for what we were actually doing. And I was just sat there like, yo, this is actually crazy. Whoa, how have I done this? So it was probably then. I had like 70k then. So
I love that.
it wasn't full time, but it was just like, I was just doing it outside, like alongside uni. So that sort of thing was crazy. Yeah,
That's sick. So you're now full time. Everything is going to plan. I love that, man. I love that. I love that. Yeah, we'll obviously, you're a friend of the show now, so whenever you want to come on, whenever you got content, if you ever need any of us, let us know, man, because we're locked in.
Say less. I'm down.
Let's talk about the WSL. Yeah, because Chelsea made it 5 in a row. 5 in. Hey, come on.
I did not say anything.
No, but your eyes said a lot, bro. Let's actually be honest.
That's extra painful because I feel like Arsenal were like the originators.
Yeah, they were.
That first like foray into like women's football.
They had quality
Arsenal,
players.
you had quality early 2000s.
Yeah, and Emma Hayes switched up the narrative, man. The fact that they won it on goal difference after I feel like the narrative changed when they had a few injuries and they had that loss against Liverpool, especially. Everyone thought that the season was done for them. But then obviously, I think it was Arsenal that did Chelsea a favour, actually. Was it not Arsenal that drew with City? I think it was. I think it was Arsenal that drew with City. Yeah, I think it was that game. And then Chelsea beat Bristol 8-0.
That was it, yeah.
Yeah, that weekend. So that is just crazy. And then to go into the final game knowing that you obviously have to win the game and you have to make sure that the goal difference stays intact, to win 6-0 away at Old Trafford is incredible. What have we got to say for Emma Hayes and what she's achieved at Chelsea, man? Because I don't think we've seen anything like it in the WSL.
I mean, we gave her sort of her flowers a few months back when we knew she was leaving, and I mean, she's ending on a high. I mean, obviously, I'm sure Champions League is probably going to be in the back of her mind, but what she's done for women's football has just been absolutely amazing. Like I said, I think there's a few. I mean, I've been trying to get more and more into the WSL, and I think there's a few names that I could probably put there as people that you would always hear every now and again. And Emma Hayes was always that person for me. And obviously the US team, which she's going to. Yeah. But yeah, what she's done for Chelsea has been absolutely amazing. I mean, she's got trophies galore.
Trophies galore.
Another one to add just before she goes. I still don't like the fact that she pushed our manager this season.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
I feel like she's
so mad.
I don't know how she got away with that.
I really respect it though.
Same.
What do you then?
Yes.
Because if we had done that, if our manager had done that to her,
she would have probably banged it.
Here
we
go.
The
roles were reversed.
Blah,
blah. I'm just saying.
As you can hear, Anita's
get a load of this guy.
Anita's in the building. She's come at the perfect time because we're giving Emma Hayes her flowers for what she's done at Chelsea. Five in a row, man.
5 in a row is crazy.
5 in a row is crazy.
Farmified the whole thing.
Like that is honestly, obviously winning the Champions League would have been great, but I think she said it after the game about how this season they've had so many hurdles that they've had to overcome. Injuries, some freak losses, and freak injuries as well. But to come back in this fashion and to get the results that they have, especially in the last few weeks, she's just. I'm sad to see her go, man. I'm sad to see her go.
I feel like we have to get over it now, though.
Really?
Yeah, man. Like, it's happening. It's happened. We knew it was going to happen since like January. We knew that she was going to leave. I'm more happy to see her go on a high because I didn't think it was going to come. At one point, we were looking shaky. We were looking so shaky. And then after the Champions League exit, you're thinking, Man City are top of the league. Man City are in good form. Where are they going to drop points to, you know? And it was like, luckily, we had a couple favours done for us. I can't remember who beat Man City. It wasn't Arsenal. I think it was Aston Villa that beat Man City. And from that point, I knew, straight on. We're going straight to the end and we're going to win it.
Don't even have to worry too tough about that Barca game as well. Like, Barca are just nuts.
Yeah,
and they have the ref on their side too.
Yeah. But we don't want to go. We don't want to go into that because that was a sad game. But yeah, no, big up Chelsea, big up Emma Hayes. I wish her all the success because she deserves it. And that Chelsea squad are still hopefully going to do incredible things. Let's move on to Manchester City. Manchester City. We're talking about the 5-peat. They've done the 4-peat, the first time ever done in the Premier League. I mean, what do we even say at this point?
You know what? I think the best thing to do here is to throw it over to the Arsenal fans.
That is right.
Realistically, for your...
How do you guys actually feel?
Okay.
How do you feel?
Because
you're wearing your Arsenal top right now. You're obviously... You seem to be proud, you know. It's
standing on business.
Yeah, of course. You seem to be proud.
I respect that a lot, by the way.
But how do you feel, honestly? How did you feel going into the game and then after? What were the emotions?
Going into the game, I was just like, to be honest with you, my mind had already been made up. I was like, City are going to win this title. I think that was it. So to me, I went in because for those that don't know, I went to watch Palace as well. So that sort of kept my mind at bay for a while. But obviously, I had the notifications on. Game kicks off. Couple minutes in, I looked down. Oh wait, there's a notification. This is quite early. Which team is this? City 1-0.
You're hoping it's like Forest or something. Against like.
Oh no, that is so
at that moment I just thought, well, I'd already anticipated they were going to win it. Fair play. They've already locked it in 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
You prefer that though, realistically, right? Just let you down straight away rather than.
Yeah, but you know what? There was a bit of hope that came at half time.
You don't want hope.
Because then I saw 2-1.
Oh, hon.
So I saw 2-1. I was thinking,
mad goal, by the way.
Yeah, and then that bicycle. And I thought,
well, could have seen it.
Yeah, and I thought, you know what? We just might do this. Just because of the 2-1, I thought, okay. Even though I must admit, I mean, obviously you were at the game, but Arsenal was stressing me because I was seeing every time I kept checking, I was thinking, hold on a minute.
We're not winning.
We're not winning.
Yeah.
And then I saw Everton winning. I was like, wait, hold on. And then I saw the 1-1. I was thinking, all right, you lot are making a mockery of what's going on. I don't know what's going on at the Emirates today, but this isn't what we're doing. This is not normally what our business is all about. So, but yeah, anyway, to cut a long story short, I was, didn't really think too much about it. I thought City had already won it. They won it. Case closed, really. I mean, we gave it the most important thing that I found was that by the end of the 90 minutes, Arsenal got the 3 points. Because at least then we could at least say, last game of the season, we gave our all, 1 point difference is what it is. Better luck next time, basically.
Yeah.
But that was the most important thing. If we were the only team also at the end of the season that had drawn, that would have pissed me off.
Yeah.
That would actually that would have ruined my whole afternoon.
Yeah.
So the fact that we actually got the 3 points, ended on a high, fair play to the boys.
Have
Shiz,
you guys spoken about the Tottenham game yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
No.
Shiz, what you said? We'll get there.
Yeah, in my opinion, I kind of knew that it was done from when we lost to Villa at home. I was like, I can't lie, we're done here, because you know what City are like. They're just gonna breeze through. They're gonna get their points. That's the kind of team they are. So I feel like I already came to terms with that. Obviously, you know, that little thing in the back of your mind, or you're like, oh, maybe we can do this, but no, it was what it was. Again, I was at the game.
What was the vibe like? Because I heard that there was false info being fed.
Yeah,
round.
that way there. Yeah, that
every
joke,
time.
man. Oh my god.
Apparently, the
vibes
West
were
Ham fans were like,
amazing.
it's 2-2.
They probably were, man.
Why would you ever
But,
trust
like,
them in this?
Exactly.
But no, there
Never.
was someone else in my section that was an Arsenal fan. And he's like, yeah. So obviously, the guy in front of me was all hugging his brethren. He's like, man, we can do it, bro. But there's another guy next to me with one long analog, you know the analog radios with the antenna.
Yeah.
He's there like this. He's like, nah, mate. They ain't scored. So obviously everyone's
Really?
like, shit, we gotta sit back down. Because I'm sure you lot all saw it, if you did watch it. You saw on TV that everyone got up and was all celebrating
Thinking it
and
was
like
too
cheering
soon.
them on and whatever.
Damn.
But the vibes never finish. And this is what I love about going to games, because I feel like fans outside the stadium, it's another story. Like, some of them are very reactionary and some of them are like, oh my God, I can't believe this and that. But at the end of the day, like, you support a team, innit? Like, regardless of what happens, even though you want the best for that team, the support still needs to stay there. And it was like that from the beginning to the end. And why are you looking at me like that?
I'm smiling, bro.
Your smile was a bit...
No, I'm enjoying what you're saying. I'm enjoying it.
No,
I agree.
I like hearing what you're saying, but I feel like there's so many questions around the title race, to be honest, because we were talking a bit before we started recording about, you know, Arsenal fans being proud. Like the Arsenal pages especially, they were doing a lot of propaganda before the game, you know, belief, all of that stuff.
Yeah. Whatever happens, I'm proud of the lads.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
I saw so many pictures of
So
Martin
many
Odegaard looking
pictures.
depressed. And
Oh my gosh.
That's the caption.
And it's
Boy.
like, I understand them being proud, yeah, but do you ever feel like there is a point where it can be taken too far and it's like, nah, we actually didn't win the league, and there was a point where if we had won the games that we should have won, it could have been in our hands. Do you know what I mean?
You know what it is? I come from a place of sympathy, because we've had like
You've
a
been
very
there.
similar trajectory
of
being shit for time. Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah.
Shit for time. And then you kind of just like, it's a slow build up to like actually challenging. Face this Man City super team and then lose on the final day or whatever. Like, as in you lose on the final day. And the first time, you've got to just be like, guys, we had Ricky Lambert up front 5 years ago. We've got to be happy, we've got to be proud. The second time, I think you can get away with it still, but the third time, you've then got to be like on business.
Okay, so are you saying that they can be where they are now, but next year, if they don't win the league, then that's when they can be
you got to win
conversation.
something like proper.
But it has to.
There's
for me,
actual pressure. For
it has to be the league or Champions League. Arsenal have to be. If you're talking about, because I was having a conversation with one of my Arsenal friends, and he was saying that Arsenal are easily the second best team in the league, and that's like that's not something to be proud of. You want to be the best.
100%.
And I think that because Arteta, because of the signings of Jesus and Zinchenko, there is that like younger sibling complex that they kind of have. It's like, oh, at least we're in the conversation. And for me, I don't think that that's enough. I don't think that that's warranted. That if you're going to be there, you were there last year, you can say bottled it, but yes, you wasn't supposed to be in the conversation.
Yeah.
This season, you was there from day dot. And to be fair, there were a few games where you're thinking City don't really look comfortable. They don't look like the old City. They had Haaland out for 3 months. They had KDB out for 3 months.
100.
They've had Stones out. They've had so many things happen to their
Roger
squad.
was out for a minute.
Rodri was out as well, and they still get over the line. So I'm saying that they need to win one of the big two next year, or real questions need to be answered.
I'm thinking as well. I think when you play Man City, the mentality has to change.
Facts.
Because
Yes.
I don't want to
Do you know what?
hear
Let
it.
him land.
It's facts.
Let me land. When you play Pep's teams, you have to bamboozle them.
Yeah.
This is why Man City couldn't deal with Liverpool
Facts.
early doors when Klopp actually built us into a team that could challenge. Because we just confused the shit out of them. Like, on a basic level, when I've seen you go to them, most of the time, I wouldn't say you're playing for a draw, but it's very stable, like sort of. We've got AFTV guys clapping at 0-0s.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, if you want to actually beat Man City in the league, you have to actually go there and try and beat them.
You know what? I don't think that's facts. Here's my thing that's been annoying. Cause I saw Rodri's statement or his post match.
Yeah.
He annoys me, by the way. I'll be honest.
And he's saying the same thing about our mentality. We came for the draw. The reality is, you got to work smart. The facts of the matter are, Man City have won this title 4 times in a row. Liverpool haven't been able to stop them. Chelsea haven't been able to stop them. United haven't been able to stop them. No, the reality is, the reality is that's just
that.
Like Chelsea and Liverpool
Chelsea have
are
stopped
the only two teams that have won
2017.
it in this Pep
No,
Guardiola era.
2017.
But
I swear he came after you, wasn't it?
Nah,
Nah,
2017.
he was there.
okay, but the point I'm making is he's
beat
won
him at it
he's
Etihad
won it
as well.
4 times in a row.
3-1.
So in the 4 times in a row,
Costa.
none of you lot have been able to stop him. So with that being said, you look at us this season, and I thought that's what pissed me off for Rodri, because you're talking in hindsight. The fact of the matter is, Emirates, we got the 3 points. Etihad, we got the point we needed. If we had gone guns blazing trying to get those 3 points and we had lost it, everybody at this table would have been going, you lot should have worked for the draw. You should have done what you
Not
should
true.
I
have
wouldn't.
Listen,
Oh,
listen.
no.
Listen.
No.
You know why?
That's
Because you
good.
drew
That's
and you
cap.
didn't anyway.
You lot
Exactly.
got
That
no,
is cap.
No, but we're talking in hindsight.
I know.
At the time, we needed to not lose that game in order to make sure we stay competitive to try and win the title.
No, but
Yeah.
it's the same thing with the younger brother complex. It's like, okay, last season that you went there, you got dismantled. So this season you was like, okay, we just can't lose. And it was obvious. It was very obvious.
Yeah.
And I think City were at a point where Ake had to come off after like 15 minutes. They had a lot of injuries in their squad at that time as well.
You guys were the better
They were
team.
there for the taking.
Listen.
So you can't, and especially when we've seen, like you said, the Liverpool side, that when they play against Pep's side, it's almost like a free hit because City are expected to win every single game. So going into that game, you know what that would have done for them psychologically? Rodri's speaking facts. He was on the pitch. If he's seeing an Arsenal side that don't want to beat them, why would he think, we're at a point where we're not able to we're not at our best, but we're still able to get a draw against a side that are competing against us? We can do this. We can do this again. They're gonna feel that.
Hold on.
You could have ruined their whole.
Hold on. City haven't. Wait. We took 4 points off of City this year. They took 1 off us. The reality is, right? The reality is, up until the final day of the season, it's a 1 point difference between us. Yeah. City wasn't the game that decided whether or not they were going to win the title. So
2 points.
2 points.
Okay, 2 points. So City
It was the game.
No, it wasn't.
It could have been the game.
No,
Fulham,
Aston
West
Villa,
Ham.
yes.
Those were the
Chelsea.
games that
There were a few games that were
Okay.
in there. Let's not say that.
No,
let's
I'm
not
not-
make
I'm
it seem like
I'm
it
not
was
even
all
making
City,
it seem
that
like-
City was the reason why we didn't win
But
the
it's the
league.
mentality.
I'm not even
with
saying that.
many
It's the
games in.
mentality.
It's being
Lie.
smart. It's
No,
not.
do you know what? I remember
But you
when
don't
this
want us
match
to go there,
happened.
guns blazing, move crazy, and then what? If we lose that game, you lot, like what Cope said, you lot will be the same one sitting here saying, "I can't lie."
If you lost that game, you guys probably would have won against
I
Aston
don't want
Villa.
to hear it. I'm sorry.
Who knows?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But really and
There's
truly,
many
yeah,
games that we
can speak in hindsight about this match. Yeah, after that match, everybody said Arsenal was the better team. The mentality killed you guys. There were injuries in that City team. Pep looked like he was out of ideas at
talking
one
from
point.
hindsight.
No.
At the
Because
time-
I remember
At the
coming
time,
in
we
and
had to
telling
get-
Okay,
you,
all I'm saying,
you
all
lot
I'm
were
saying,
the
I would
better
say,
team.
If it was Klopp and Liverpool in that situation, they're going to try
They're
and finish.
guns
that.
blazing.
You might not have won,
Yeah.
but like I think what I'm saying is like even at the time, Man City don't lose. Yes, if you've got I don't know how many games were left after that. Was it like 8 or something?
Quite a few still, yeah.
It was quite a few, yeah, but there was a very easy scenario and it ended up happening where they win every single game. You can't rely on anybody else. When you play Man City, and you did beat them earlier on in the season, like, and I rated that because that was a step up from last year, yeah. But you have to take it into your own hands when you're fighting against Man City in the title race. because no one else is going to do you a favour.
But that's where the Villa game done.
Yeah.
That's what cost us. Realistically, all Christmas. But to me, that City
horrid.
game at the Etihad wasn't the defining moment, which
We're
was
not
like.
saying that. It's
wasn't.
a
Yeah, but
mentality thing.
You keep saying
We're talking about
mentality,
mentality.
but to be
Because
honest,
that's what Rodri said, and I believe I think that's
but
true.
Rodri's
What he
talking
said
from
is
a
true.
point of hindsight. At the end of the day, right, as you said, last season we went there, tried to play them at their game, we got packed in. So the reality is Arteta's gone,
with a worse squad though.
Exactly, you're a better
You had
squad
you had-
this
you had a
season.
better
No,
team
but
this
the-
season.
What, last season?
Yeah, Saliba did Saliba play that game? He didn't. Holden was
against-
started last
Against
season.
City.
Holden
I'm
started that game.
No. Saliba weren't there.
Saliba weren't there. He was
Saliba
injured.
You
wasn't
have
there.
a better. You had a better
You had
team.
your whole squad there, bro. That's all I'm saying.
No, but the point is,
Nah,
Arteta's gone and gone. The reality is that is a team that's won 3 on the bounce. They're the current treble winners. At the end of the day, we have had trouble going there. It's like Old Trafford. There's just certain places we have just had problems year on year having a problem going there. So the reality is he's gone there, changed up the game plan and gone, you know what? Better to come out here with a point and keep challenging than going there, playing City at their
And
game
that's
at
the
the
mentality.
Yeah,
That's
and
the
then Messi
problem.
got
I'm all being
That's
smart.
the-
But
I don't think
when you
it
say
because
mentality,
Yeah.
what do you mean? Do you mean City's mentality?
No, you guys' mentality. No, don't go in there. Oh, let's just get the point and get out of there. No, you go in there. You say, let's go in there. Let's win. Like, what the hell?
Have faith
I
in
don't
yourself.
think
If you wanna win the league,
Arteta
you've
would have
got
gone
to-
in there and been like, "Oh yeah, do you know what? Let's just like go in there and go for like a draw." I don't
No,
believe
that's
that
what
was
he
the
was-
game. I don't believe
he
that
was
was the
very
game plan.
pragmatic in
I
that-
believe
in
the
that
game
game.
plan was
It's
like try and
factual.
go out there to win, but also if you can't, then get the draw back. I don't think there was a time where we was
that
completely
approach is
defensive.
different,
We were
but
not
that's not what we
defensive at
saw
all.
on the screen.
I
That
don't
approach
think we
is
were
different.
completely defensive.
I
I don't
think
think we were.
I think
That-
y'all
that-
didn't
it
take
wasn't-
no
it wasn't-
shit.
it wasn't-
You lot move the goalposts too much, bro. Because you
Honestly,
lot
it's
know
always
like
Arsenal
you
with this.
Nah,
know
it wasn't-
Roll the tape
you
because
know
I
the
said
type of
this.
team that they are. If we
Roll
come out
the
and we
tape.
attack,
got them
it don't
already.
make
We
sense.
got them. You
It
got them
don't make
already.
sense.
Coach is having a few drinks.
Look at him. Look at him. Rub them ears.
They will not do this to me.
He's trying to take himself back to Palace, man.
You know what? Being honest, obviously, we can all sit around this table and we can say Arsenal had a very good season this year. They pushed City to their best again, and they were in that conversation. But all I'm saying is what I said at the start is, if you're in that conversation, you still don't know what it takes to get it over the line. So I think that should be a fear that Arsenal fans some have, some are still optimistic. But at this point where you definitely have one of the best sides in Europe, you crashed out of the Champions League, didn't win the FA Cup, didn't win the Carabao, and now you've lost the league. These are next year is like so pivotal for Arteta. If he's not in that conversation again or winning that.
Should you lot be in the conversation as well?
No, but we're talking about you.
No, but
lot
I'm just
challenging.
asking you lot because the way you lot make it seem like Arsenal and City are the only teams in the league. You lot are there too.
You guys are the
You're
best
there
teams,
too.
though.
It don't matter. You
So-
spent billions, so
so-
I'm expecting
okay,
you to be
okay.
up there too.
How much has
So
Arteta
when we're
spent?
talking-
700 mil.
So
Bro.
so when we start talking about next
spent-
season, put yourselves in there too because
Okay,
you
can
are
I-
also
okay.
in the
But the
league.
thing is,
I'm trying
yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm
talk
trying to
your
be
shit.
honest with the
Talk
whole
it.
club. Like with Liverpool, they were in that conversation up until a point where they got injuries, and those injuries were to key players. Remember, with
Salah-
Arsenal, you
Salah Trent.
didn't have anyone that was really injured throughout the season for a long period of time. That happened to Liverpool, and they were playing Europa. So those Thursdays, Saturdays, Tuesdays, it becomes
We're
difficult.
in every competition.
Exactly.
Like, as well.
With Chelsea, if we're being completely honest, we were 11th for majority of the season.
Yeah.
So us even finishing 6th, having the
madness.
most points, we've got the
Are you
most
happy
points.
about that? May I ask?
I'm happy
We're gonna
about the
come to it.
improvement.
Don't answer. We're
I'm
gonna
happy,
come to it.
Okay.
I'm happy about the improvement
Fez.
from last year.
She's fishing.
I don't like how this is being said as
She's
like an achievement.
fishing.
though,
Do you
bro.
know what I mean?
but-
Like,
Hey,
I need to say once I want to sit
No,
there.
no,
Why
no,
did
no,
you
no.
want to sit there?
I'll be honest.
Flex your history.
Oh, Chelsea
No,
have
you
seen
wouldn't-
the history
No,
of
but-
the amount of UCLs
No, but-
and the amount of
wrong
money
with you?
I'm
Rattled.
You're
I'm
sitting
not
there
rattled.
telling me
I'm not rattled.
that
I
you're
promise
happy
you.
to get just about get conference maybe.
I'm not
Please, man, I
rattled.
don't wanna hear it,
I'm
bro.
trying to talk honestly. Yeah.
Then
Last
you-
season,
Your
You're
next
there
season
too.
depends on 2 other teams in
Why
the FA
did
Cup
you
final.
answer the
100%.
question, bro?
100%. Chelsea FC, everybody.
Listen
I'm
to this,
listening
yeah.
to you.
London's blue.
Yo, guys, it's your boy Niran. You are tuned in to Keep It 90. Make sure to stick around. It's going to be a sick one.
I think that we're gonna be up there.
foolish.
We're gonna be in the conversation.
Stop.
You have to.
But you know who has
Didn't have to do all this.
no, but you know who is like cemented there because of what we've seen this season are you lot. So that's why we're having that conversation. We weren't challenging, you were. So that's why we're having that conversation.
Yeah, but
If you want to
shouldn't you
talk
be
about
challenging?
European, We can say that. You can say that. But we're talking
you're in
about
the league
if
too,
you
right?
want to change
Right?
it, we can
So if we bottled it,
change
you
the
lot bottled it
narrative.
too, right?
Okay.
Yeah?
What questions do you have for us?
But the
then?
thing is, wait. Can you wait?
Let me say something to you. No.
Stop catching the bait.
No.
It's not bait. I'm fine.
Let me
Look at me. I'm
ask
smiling
you a
right
question for real though, yeah?
Wait, have we finished this Arsenal section yet?
Yeah,
Because
no.
I still have a couple of things to say.
Okay,
Go on.
Okay.
go ahead.
Thank you. Blood clot, Sam.
I'm
behave.
fine. It's not even.
Okay.
Ask about Chelsea.
Blood
Ask
clot.
about Chelsea.
Back to Arsenal.
Yep.
Looking at where you guys finished this season, you guys finished second, knocked out of the FA Cup early, knocked out of the Carabao Cup early. Obviously, you made the Champions League quarter final. Congratulations, the highest you've been in the Champions League for how many years?
14 years, I think.
14?
Yeah.
Is there a point? Is there a point?
That was crazy. That wasn't
Yeah.
necessary, but
No.
I'm
I'm
saying
just.
that.
I'm
Wait.
getting
Are
to
you
my
landing?
question. I'm getting to
Yeah,
my question.
man.
I'm getting to my
monologue, bro.
question. Considering that's how you guys have finished your season, is this not kind of a disappointment, and kind of you have to start asking questions of Arteta from now, because it's not like obviously Arteta won the FA Cup, yeah, and breathe. He won the FA Cup, but he didn't win the FA Cup with his squad, right? That's not his squad, right? He's got his squad, he's got his team now. These are his players.
Yep.
Another season not winning a trophy with his players, especially considering you guys are one of the best in the league, if not, I was going to say the world, but one of the best in the league, right? Isn't it a disappointment? And then questions need to be asked from now. You don't have to wait till next season. But I'm just asking.
I mean, look, the reality is, right, would I have loved to come in today being Premier League champions? Of course. But the reality
It's not
is...
just that. FA Cup champions,
well,
Carabao
FA
Cup champions.
I mean, look, Champions League, City crashed out just the way we crashed out. It's one of those things...
They
Against
went on to
Real
win the
Madrid.
league. So.
No, well, I just mentioned champions. I know that, but I'm just saying, they equally crashed out.
And you sat here talking about Bayern Munich can't do nothing, blah, blah, blah. You was in that seat. Sorry.
was in that seat
Apologies.
And I was talking like that.
Yeah.
You lot were very.
I don't
confident.
remember,
Roll
I
the
don't remember
tape.
Klopp saying that still.
Was I talking like that?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
you been talking?
Yeah.
I was there.
Near. No, that's what you did.
Yeah, I was there.
No. Okay, no. Speak. It's fine.
But sorry,
I
answer the
actually want to
question.
know what you think.
The reality is, it's a disappointing in the sense of we had that chance of being Premier. But again, it's the fact of the matter is, right? Last year, no one thought we were going to even make Champions League. We stayed first for the most of it, and then we bottled it. This time round, again, people were still saying, let's see what these guys can do. We've taken it to the last game of the season by a point. Now, do I feel like next season we might need to start seeing silverware? Yes, but then also what will be interesting to see is we've got a City team that realise Arsenal are on their backs, and again, they've got the checkbook to make sure they can always keep enhancing said team. You've got your team that's going to be in and around it, because again, we all know that you guys are flopped after spending how much you guys have done. Villa are coming into the mix. All of these teams are now coming in. So the reality,
You don't trust in Arne Slot.
Yeah. You're not. What you said about Slot?
Yeah, man, the Liverpool there.
No. Shout out to Arne, innit? But the point is like this season is what it is. Next season, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the summer. But do I feel like we need to start picking up a trophy? Yes. But again, City have just won it 4 times in a row. It's not that simple to take down the team.
My question isn't just about the Prem. It's the FA
Okay.
Cup, the Carabao.
Alright.
I feel like your team could have gone through, could have gone all the way with the FA Cup. Like Chelsea went to the semi-final. Chelsea has no business being in the semi-final at that stage when they were in the semi-finals. You guys 100% should be in.
Yeah,
Bro.
Coventry were there.
And fair enough, but you guys had a stake to be in that semi-final. Like, you better team, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Carabao Cup final, nowhere to be seen. These different things, and these other cup competitions, you're not doing well in.
Yeah.
So isn't that a cause for concern? Like, why has there been... I'm not saying that he sacrificed it for the Prem,
Like,
but
is there anything?
there's a drop off somewhere.
But
if he did, that's not good enough
do
to
feel
now
like he sacrificed
fall
it.
Yeah, it
short
could've been,
with
yeah.
the Prem. Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Do you get me?
100%. I agree with that. I feel like I would have liked to see silverware, even if it's not coming from a Premier League or it's not coming from a... Like, it's always nice just to have something. It also builds up belief in your squad as well, to be like, yeah, we can do this. Like, we've already had a taste. Like, let's go for the bigger things. And yeah, in ways, I feel like we didn't play as well in those cup competitions because it almost feels like we was preserving ourselves for
The league.
the Prem, and then we're
Champions
preserving
League.
ourselves for the Champions League. And it's like, I don't feel... It's been a while since we've been in this position. So, and also we have a manager who... Yes, he was under Pep for a while, but he's also having to manage his own team now. And we have people that are in our team that haven't really been there before. Obviously, some of them have won FA Cup and stuff like that as well. But I feel like we should have done better there, regardless of those facts. I feel like it should have just been a thing of let's just go for anything we can. But again, I just feel
You've
like
got
it
to
was
maximise
sacrificed.
these seasons.
You
as
have
well.
to.
Yeah.
Because you're sick. You're actually very good. Yeah. Chelsea are shit.
Yeah.
Spurs have
Wow.
been kind of all over. I'll be honest. No, you're better.
Let's be real, guys.
You're gonna
We
be.
know
it's
you're
fine,
shit.
it's fine.
It's fine.
I'll be
Yeah.
real. I think
say
Chelsea.
anything.
I think
You know
Chelsea
your
will be
shit.
back in the top
Yeah,
4 next
shit.
season because the way you've ended this season. Yeah, but they've been out of the game this season.
Yeah.
Spurs have been all over the gaff. You've got Aston Villa qualifying for Champions League. United have been terrible.
Yeah.
In times like that, where like genuinely 5 of the top 8 have not been very good, you've got to try and win something.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm
but you
saying?
know, Aaron, I was actually going to ask you, yeah, because I don't think Arsenal fans. There's only a few Arsenal fans that are honest about their criticism towards Arteta. Yeah, is there anything that you see in him that causes concern for you? Because my only thing is the way he spent some of the funds that he's had available to him since they've been on the come up. Because I think a striker was very obvious. They needed a striker.
You know what it is? I think it's less about the players that he's brought in. I don't think he's brought in bad. I can't look at many of your signings and be like, nah, they've been flops or whatever. Like I think you've been smart in terms of bringing in like recruitment. I think it's more the recruitment decisions. Like you said, like why are you not going out and getting a goal getter?
Yeah.
Like, Gabriel Jesus was never that. Like he's a great link-up player. Like he's great at a lot of things, but he's not that guy that's going to get you even more than 15. Has he got 4 goals this season?
Yeah, I think I don't think
Yeah.
he scored. I don't
He's
think
been- he's been
scored
very
over
bad this
30,
season.
He hasn't been great.
Yeah, he's been terrible this season.
which is mad.
He was injured top of the first half of the season.
Yeah.
but
Yeah, he
generally,
has been
generally-
out a little
Since
bit,
he's
but
come back,
like,
he's
that's
been-
still
he has been-
insane.
Yeah, but generally he's been bad.
Havertz isn't a goal getter like that. Like, do you know what I mean?
Been better recently, but he's
To
not
be
like
fair,
an
also,
out-and-out
but when you
player.
also look at generally the market, though, how many go-getting number 9s are there out there in the market?
That's
you know what I mean?
facts,
Like if
that's
you just
facts.
generally look across,
Yeah,
everything,
there are
Then
those,
I-
yeah.
then I-
there's not that many.
But then I look at how obviously it's not Arteta's fault, but how you guys fumbled that Isak move, for example, a couple
That
of
was
years
the
back.
one,
Yeah,
by
but
the
were
way.
we
That
actually
was-
in for him though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you were.
So you look at Chacking his plane.
Bro, he's Thierry Henry, like
Bro.
V2 as well. Like,
Do you remember that time?
also,
Checking the plane.
But to me, it's, yeah, but I'll be honest with you, it's also.
that's a
But
mad
I'd also find Isak one was similar to the Palmer one. We knew of Isak. We knew how there was something there. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't expecting what I've seen from him at Newcastle this
Yeah, yeah.
season.
No, he's
Same
crazy.
with Palmer. I wasn't expecting this. I knew Palmer was good. Didn't think he was that good.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, that's just the Isak fumble in hindsight. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, I hear it.
Because
I
he
hear
wasn't
it.
doing that at Real Sociedad. So again, we're looking at Isak now as he's at Newcastle, and oh right, this is actually what you can do in the Prem.
Yeah,
He
but
was good at Sociedad.
He was good.
He
It was just injuries that was slightly shaking him.
because he went Dortmund in it and he didn't
It was
get any.
it was injuries that were
game
shaking him
time.
at Dortmund.
then
But
they
I think
sold
he
him
went
to
for a
Sociedad.
growth spurt during that
Oh,
time
that- okay.
that was affecting like his consistency.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think he had all the attributes that you could see, and obviously you can watch compilations, whatever. But you could see that there was a striker in him, and the price that he went for, it was something where you could be like, you should take that for
It
that.
would have been a risk. I get it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he wasn't like a proven like elite number
Yeah.
9 or anything, but he was obviously like a young kid.
And
He's
he-
been a wonder kid for time.
And they're gonna
like,
have to take a risk now.
Again,
There's
yeah,
gonna
with
be
him.
someone that
Yeah.
they're gonna have to sign, and
Yeah, you're
you
not-
know what I
yeah.
mean.
I mean,
Your links with Sesko.
Yeah, I'm seeing that, but then I saw Fab, what's his name, Fabrizio said apparently they're trying to give him a new contract
New
to get rid of that
contract.
release clause.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. But again, the fact that strikers are being named again is the recruitment team are realizing we need that striker.
Yeah.
So again, that's the one thing I keep saying about Arteta, which has been quite nice to see. Is he's learning. He's not someone that's sort of getting stuck in his ways.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. No, what else do you think you need if you're going to win the league next season? Is it just a striker? Or...
No, personally, I think we need a striker. I think we need cover at
back.
centre back. I think because Saliba, fair play to him. He played every game this year.
Yeah.
And you know, if he got injured again this season as he did last, that could have been bad. So I think we need,
Gabriel's class as well. Guy downstairs,
Yeah.
by the way, security guy, does not rate Gabriel. Exclusive.
Really?
Yeah. He was like,
Really?
shit.
Oh, did he
yeah.
not? Oh, so that's
Mad.
because I walked in and I didn't hear that bit.
kidding.
Otherwise-
He was saying, oh, no, he's...
Oh, actually, no, I was there.
Yeah,
for that.
yeah, you were.
yeah.
It was
And I
like,
was
yeah,
thinking,
he's
oh,
got-
Well, you didn't check him for that. You
You
should
know,
have
you
checked
got
him.
one
Yeah, man.
Hit one
Headlock
out
that.
there,
He's a
but
big guy. to be fair.
yeah, he is. To be fair. And an 8 as well, I reckon.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, I think to be honest with you, even if possible, I'll cover for Saka because again,
Yeah.
on that right, he doesn't seem to trust no one else but Saka. And
That
At
limping.
least say.
There was
He's
limping.
getting clattered, to be fair. You
well,
can't
this
lie.
is it.
It's like-
Yeah,
But Hazard did as well, and he coped.
Don't you
So-
guys need
so,
cover
you know.
for Rice? Let that man breathe.
No, Rice is fine.
I think
Yeah,
we've
I
got
think
enough in the
man.
midfield.
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think once we get that cover
what's
for
his
8,
name going? Number 5.
Yeah. potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
we
might.
need
Yeah,
another
and
six.
Georgie,
You need to-
Georgie got a contract
You got a
extension.
contract,
but
yeah.
we
So
can't
we need to
Georgie
replace
ain't,
him.
Georgie ain't gonna be the guy that
No,
can
we
back
can't
it
rely on
up.
him every game.
You know what I mean?
So
Probably
what's
gonna
that?
get
So what's that then? Striker, centre back,
A
right winger in
midfielder.
2 minutes.
Fucking hell. It's a busy time.
Hey!
We'll see if they'll be in that conversation.
Give Edu a pay rise.
Let's move on though to another big I feel like moment for the last game of the season. They weren't playing for anything, but obviously Liverpool versus Wolves, Klopp's last game in the Premier League after winning everything at Liverpool. To be honest, I think this season was a bit underwhelming in terms of what we expected him to be in, but that's almost a credit to his legacy.
Yeah.
So Niran, how do you feel about him as a whole, man?
Oh man, honestly, I think you know what it is. I don't think there's ever been, or there's not been many managers that have matched like the actual ethos of a club more than like Klopp and Liverpool. I think as well. But yeah, man, honestly, bringing us out of the depths, the trenches, the side that he inherited 10 years ago. Flipping neck.
It was mad.
Fabio Borini up front. I always go to it, man. It was mad. Alberto Moreno, Lovren.
Benteke was looks as well.
Benteke was there. Clavan.
Good old times, man.
These are bad footballers, and I will happily say that. Actually, shout out Lovren. I like Lovren.
Lovren had a few moments.
Lovren had a few moments, bad and good, and he'll beat me up. But I think just he kind of brought like a lot of hope to the club as well, and just the way we did it as well, the way we played, you know, it was like exciting. You know, it was actually genuinely fun to watch for most people. I think people hated us as well because they want to hate Liverpool a lot, but they actually enjoyed watching us secretly.
Facts.
Me.
Yeah, he was one of those. I think he epitomizes like this era of the Premier League. Like when we think of when Pep goes eventually, like, and we look back to the last 10, 15 years, we're gonna think of Pep and Klopp. Like those are the two managers I'd say we think like they really define this era. And yes, you can say he should have won more. He could have won more.
He definitely could have done, and I get that as like people will say that to us, like, oh, you've won like one league, one Champions League, and whatever. Like we lost 2 Champions League finals. One of them we were never gonna win. Like the first one against Real. The second one, Courtois just went crazy. We should have won, and that one still kind of
gave
haunts
it
me.
everything.
Yeah.
That man was not getting beaten.
Sometimes you
by
just
anyone.
have to say, look, listen, it wasn't meant to be. Someone upstairs, like, just, you know, but we probably could have come away with at least one more major trophy, but like going up against that Man City side is crazy, you know.
How do you look back on this season? Like obviously you won the Carabao Cup. You was in the title race up until
April, mid-April probably.
It was the Everton loss. I think that's where it all.
I can see it coming. Even we played Sheffield United, man, and we were losing. No, we were drawing. We were drawing 1-1. I think Conor Bradley scored an own goal or something.
Yeah.
And I remember watching that game, being like, "Yo, we have just made a hash out of beating Sheffield United. This feels like a disaster might be on the way."
Yeah.
And then, next league game, literally. Palace loss was bad. Then the Everton loss just completely killed it. And Atalanta as well.
The Atalanta 3-0
battered.
Crazy.
And he deserved it as well. Like,
Crazy.
Atalanta were crazy across both legs, man.
They were.
You know, we got put in a, you know, it's crazy, but so it's disappointing to look back on. I think just because it kind of built up, obviously, again the context of like it was Klopp's final season.
Yeah.
Like it had been announced already as well, so it felt like there was pressure on us to actually win something. So to have been in everything up to April and then bottle absolutely every competition in the same month was disappointing.
Yeah.
But at least we come away with it with some silverware. Won on a final day. It is what it is. It's bittersweet.
So, apologies for this next question I'm about to ask you.
Okay, you set yourself up well.
But what do you think of Mohamed Salah's absence in the times where you guys needed him the most?
Yeah, post AFCON Salah's been missing. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But it's one of them where like it was the same. It was probably the same. You know, when Hazard. Like,
oh, you want to throw it back at me?
I am.
problem.
Hazard with interest. Wow. The season where you finish like 10th in the league.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Probably the only example, realistically.
But when we
like
needed him the most, he scored that equaliser and took Tottenham out the title race.
Yeah,
No, but
I
even,
respect that a lot.
I think the thing is with Salah, it's difficult because I've seen both sides. I understand both sides. I think he was obviously injured, but even him being injured, he still had moments where he obviously got goals.
Yeah.
He created a few key chances for Liverpool where Núñez, Diaz were just not scoring. They've done it. They've done it against City. They've done it. All of the big games that I've seen them play since the turn of Jan, them two have missed a lot of chances. And I think with Salah's like obviously the main go-to guy, so you'd expect him to just turn up. If they're not turning up, you have to turn up. And I think that's why we're kind of looking at him in that sense. But when you look back on it, I saw someone put a compilation on Twitter when someone was obviously getting onto Salah, and some of the chances he has fed those two,
especially Núñez,
it's actually
it's disgraceful.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he could have had like 11 more goal contributions this season if he was playing like with Mane and Firmino.
But so that's what I was going to ask. So do you guys think that Klopp has left Liverpool in a good space with the squad that he has now?
Yo guys, you've reached halftime here at Keep It 90. If you like what you hear or see, make sure you give us a follow on all platforms. And also make sure you comment as well. Would love to hear what you lot think.
I think he's left them in a better squad than when, say, Fergie left United, Wenger left Arsenal.
That United team, I don't know how they won the league.
Their defensive options back then. Wow.
Straight sheer heart and emotion. That was how they won.
I feel like Klopp's also left them in a lot of ambiguity. Is Trent going to stay? Is Salah going to stay? Is Van Dijk going to stay? Blah, blah, blah. Do there's so much ambiguity. And do you really want Darwin Núñez, after all the chances he missed this season, do you want him on your front line? Do you?
Still not,
Luis Diaz, crackhead a little bit,
Yeah, but that's still
I like how he plays, but he's still wasteful.
Bad options. I agree with you with the Virgil van Dijk and the Trent, but I mean, let's put it. I mean, Virgil, Salah, they're 30? What are they? 31,
But they're still considered one of the best in their position.
Oh no, 100%.
So if they go,
but I suppose it's one of those things where I guess with Arn coming in, whether or not they're there or not, generally they've got good pieces around where if say a Virgil does leave or a Salah does leave, you should be able to find adequate pieces to help just not necessarily take them to the heights of Klopp straight away, but
there'll be a transition.
And they have those. I think they have those players now to a certain extent. Conor Bradley, right back. Kwanzaa, who's been one of the best.
They're still young, though.
They're still young, but when you're talking about if they're not going to leave next season, let's say, they have a very good period for them to learn even more. So it gives them that like bedding in period that a lot of the other teams that you mentioned, they did not have that. And I think where Klopp was such a cult hero at Liverpool, Arne Slot coming in, the happy-go guy that he is. I think
we said before, he's just got to
so
be there, man.
He is so happy. Every video I've seen of him
that,
since he's got, I hear it, but there's something ain't right, man. You want the manager to come in with a little bit of darkness.
Straight face.
No composure. He's just like, oh my God, yo,
I've got this job.
Anfield, man, yo.
It's crazy. But I think even that, now there's not going to be the expectation of them challenging for the title. So anything that they do now, I think next season will be calm. Like
there is a good blend as well. Like you said, the youngsters that we got. Harvey Elliott has been unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Like
all the men that tried to get onto him.
like
I said I think it was last season or the season before. Whenever he started getting a few minutes, I said he's one of the best young players in the league. People were like, "Oh, where does he play? Oh, he's not that good." Do you know how good that guy is?
Yeah, I don't understand. Like I said this as well, and people were like, "What's he good at?" I was like, why are you saying that like it's meant to be a bad question? I can tell you a lot of things. It's very strange. He's versatile as well. Yeah, I'm excited about him. Curtis Jones has been a lot better. Obviously been injured for time now, but he's been a lot better this season when he's played. Kwanzaa is unreal. Conor Bradley is unreal. Even the young kids that were playing in like the Carabao Cup final.
Yeah.
Bobby Clark. You know, they're good.
I feel that Carabao Cup final. Let's not talk about that. Let's not
We're talking about happy things, right?
Yeah, that's Van Dijk and his kids, man. That's crazy. I feel like though, if these players do stay, and I feel like it depends heavily on if Van Dijk stays or if Trent stays or if Salah stays. Van Dijk's the biggest one. I always say the
Konate's
leadership.
not-
Might go Saudi.
It's not even that. It's
Nah,
more of
he's
like
got
a
Europe in him. I reckon he could go.
Konate.
Europe.
No,
Van Dijk,
Yeah.
probably, but it's more about the leadership in the dressing room and who's gonna kind of be the leader for these kids that do come in, right? And I always feel like that's never really spoken about as much. So they can leave and you can have like Kwanzaa in there with Konate, and it still looks like a good pairing. But without that leadership, how are Liverpool going to look? Because you know when you lost Henderson, people were also questioning, oh, is that going to be? Luckily, you still had Van Dijk, right? You lost Mane, you lost Firmino, you lost pretty much your spine with Genie, all of that. You were shaky a little bit, right? You had to find your form again. Luckily, you had Klopp, right? Klopp just brought it back all together. Losing big characters like that in the dressing room, you need to keep them in order to keep that stability that Liverpool
And if you're
fans
going to lose them,
want,
they can't
right?
be lost at like the same
At the
time.
same time.
I'll be honest,
Right.
I was really
Right.
concerned when we lost like Henderson, Milner as well was like a decent, I know, not a starter, but like still very experienced,
Reliable.
like model citizen sort of, guy. But like, yeah, I think keeping Van Dijk for next season will be like absolutely imperative. I don't think we're gonna let him go, but like it will be crucial.
Did you read into? I don't know if it was just him being emotional, but Trent, the tears, bro.
Yeah,
He was crying. That's like Mason Mount. When Mason Mount was crying his eyes out on the last day,
Do
you were all like,
have you
going.
read into that?
I'll be honest though, Klopp is like, it's his dad, bro.
Yeah.
Like he gave him his debut, he gave him his everything that Trent has.
It's
is
'cause of
because
him.
of Klopp.
Klopp,
yeah.
Like every single thing in his career is 'cause
Now,
of
that's
Klopp,
emotional
so-
still.
That is kinda
emotional.
cute,
That was
man.
mad. Yeah.
That was
I
emotional
didn't watch
still.
it.
No,
I was at the bridge. I'm business.
shout out.
Explaining it. I'm
Shout
like,
out Klopp, man.
Yeah,
Shout out Klopp.
I said
Definitely.
though, man, like Slot, the only thing I am concerned about, is he is bald. Right, so that could go. No, I don't even mean like that, But just that is an erratic. That's either you're gonna be a sick manager, like
you're gonna just-
absolute game changer, or you are Eric Ten Hag.
You're a
That's-
Ted Hag or you're a Pep. It's
that
one of the
is-
two.
Yeah.
So there's no
There's
middle.
no
ground.
no
between.
middle.
There's actually no in between that. I know, bro.
There's none.
no
There's
in
none.
between
There's
still.
none. So it's
And
gonna
top
be
club
mad.
as well.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, that's crazy. Alright, cool. Shout out Klopp every time. Premier League legend. Keep it 90.
I remember when I wanted him to come to us.
Klopp.
Yeah. I remember when he was on that little sabbatical.
Wait,
And I remember that. Yeah, because you remember he was on that
You
sabbatical.
guys were linked to Klopp.
No. I'm just saying. I remember when he was on that sabbatical, and then there was rumors that he was available. And then I was thinking, all right, end of the season, let Wenger go on a high, bring him in. And I remember you boys wasted no time. Midway through the season, sacked was it Brendan at the
Brendan
time?
Rodgers, yeah.
Sacked him at the time. Come in halfway through the season, I was like, fair play. And then
And it's one of them ones where at the time, I couldn't understand why they were sacking Brendan like that. I thought Brendan could turn it
Klopp's
around.
available.
Yeah, when he
But
was
then
available.
now I
got
get it.
End of
I
Brendan
get it.
Rodgers was bad.
Yeah.
We lost 6-1 to Stoke, man.
Crazy.
That final day was amazing,
crazy.
sensational.
Yeah.
That hate watch,
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Alright.
After the slip,
Let's go on to our own awards. Sometimes people do this before the awards have actually come out, but I feel like we should do it end of the season, and we've seen everything. Yeah. And this is not because of who won the Premier League players of the player of the season or the young player of the season, all of these things. I want what you really think,
gonna be
how you
biased,
really
man.
feel. You can be biased, you can be whatever.
I'll say no more.
So let's start with the player of the season. I'll go first. I think the player of the season is Rodri.
Oh, okay.
Not losing. I think he's unbeaten in 50 games. He's basically gone unbeaten as an individual for City. He's probably the most important player in this whole era of the 4P. And he's just not just a midfield general. He's now scoring clutch goals. Come on. That's why I've got to say
Has
Rodri.
he ever scored a goal before like the 85th minute? I don't think he has.
I don't
I've
think so.
seen it, yeah.
I don't
scores
think
in
so.
crunch time.
Yeah, he's a madman. So I've gone Rodri.
That's a good one.
The thing is, I 100% agree with the vote that's already out. I always went Phil Foden, player of the season, young player of the season, Cole Palmer, so you won't get different answers from me.
Okay. Foden, what are you saying?
Saliba.
I knew you was going to say it.
Good
I
shout.
knew it.
Good
I
shout.
knew
Best
it.
defense in the league.
Best defense in the league. He's played every single minute. He has been clutch for us, and I just think he deserves it.
He's too much at his age as well.
It's annoying,
He's
actually. He's annoyingly good.
It's annoying.
Apparently
He's annoying.
PSG are knocking on the door.
Nah, they won't answer that call, man.
I hope he does.
Yeah, nah. It's Real though. If Real come,
That's
Nah,
the
nah.
one.
If
That's what
Real
I'm worried
comes
about.
for
Anytime
anybody.
can go right out.
Yeah,
Not
that's
going.
the one
He's
I'm
not
worried
going.
about.
Oh, you
PSG,
thinking Real knock? He won't answer that
He won't
door.
answer. You close the door, man. I'm
Signed,
coming anywhere.
he signed a 4-year contract, no extension clauses. There's something about that
Yeah.
ain't right.
That's how I want to get to my prime and then go.
Go, honestly.
No, don't worry,
at
man.
his
Don't worry.
Coach, what you saying? Who's your player of the
To be
season?
honest with you, mine's the exact same as Shiz. Funny enough, I was in a group chat and I said the exact same thing. For me, it's Saliba. And I think it's also a little bit of biasness in that as someone who plays defence, sometimes I feel like defenders get overlooked a little bit.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah.
And I just think, as we just pointed out, he's just been absolutely amazing for us.
Yeah.
How he doesn't start in that French national team still is beyond me. I mean,
That's got to be politics, right?
yeah, I
think
feel like it has to be.
It's also know-how.
It's
It's also know-how, though. We got to respect that. Because in the Champions League, that was the only time I've ever seen Saliba look a bit shaky. And that is a stage that he hasn't been on. So if we're talking about that
played in the
stage,
Champions
and then... No, he hasn't. If we're talking about Euros, World Cup, bro, these are stages that you can't... You have to be faultless. Yeah. So, the players above him, I think they've been there longer. If he's in a team that's calm, but starting...
Kanate can't even
I was
start
about
for
to say,
Liverpool.
doesn't Kanate
Yeah, he
start
doesn't even
over-
start for Liverpool, but he's over him in the French squad.
Yeah, because it's different. It's different. International football is different, man.
We all know
And
Harry
Konate,
Maguire starts for England. Like,
yeah, that's the reality.
Upamecano and that.
Upamecano, that's the only
Yeah,
one.
see, yeah,
that's
that's
the
a good
only
one. I forgot
one.
about
man.
that.
bro, I'm like,
Are we seeing
what?
the same thing?
Are we watching the same football?
I wouldn't have it.
Yeah.
Bruh.
And then you gotta go to the automatic.
You got to look him in his eyes and say, bro.
I'll start getting tapes. Be like, what, you telling me I'll do that? You telling me I'll do that? That's crazy.
From Maguire.
Nira, what you say for player of the season?
Give it Jean-Philippe Mateta, man. Honestly.
Hey,
He
JP.
deserves a
And he
shout.
ain't like that one,
He
huh?
deserves a shout. 16 league goals.
Why is he R9? Is Stevie tucking his
Tucking
shirt
his shirt
in?
in.
I said, who do you think you are?
Kind
you
of
little prefect?
confidence.
13 goals since Glasnow's come in.
I don't know
in
what
13
Glasnow's done with him,
games.
but
Crazy.
It's
Hat-trick on the
amazing.
last game of the season.
Bruh.
mad.
Nah.
Against Villa as well. Yeah.
Whatever, no, but Villa were on holiday. That was
No,
probably,
they
Oh,
were.
yeah.
they were
that was,
over
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah,
the
yeah.
easiest game I've ever seen a team
Emery
play.
rested the F out of them, like literally.
Yeah, it was
I'm
mad.
trying to remember the chant that Palace made. It was something to do with them. It was basically a joke that how did you boys get into Champions League? And
Yeah, yeah.
Konzo was on this side of the pitch, and all you could see, he was just smiling as he was drinking his water. I was
Yeah,
like,
because they were all laughing.
yeah, he's like, I don't care. He's like, I don't care.
They were cheering throughout the whole
Oh, the
game.
whole- yeah, the whole-
like that.
yeah,
They
yeah,
Champions
yeah.
League. They're buzzing. But yeah, let's go on to young player of the season.
Okay, that's my official answer now. Okay, yeah, I respect that.
Yeah, Mateta.
Mateta,
Yeah,
yeah,
come on
yeah.
now.
I
I
won't
love
even
that.
switch,
I
I
love
won't
that.
even
He deserves it. He deserves it. Young player of the season. I'm going Cole Palmer.
Never changed my tune.
Also, Cole Palmer said this last week.
Palmer.
yeah, I said last week, yeah, Cole Palmer, yeah.
I want to be
tough one.
different,
Nah,
but
hear
it
it.
is Cole Palmer.
It's
It
Cole
is,
Palmer.
man.
He deserves an
It is.
award.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
This
It's
is one of the maddest breakthrough seasons we've seen in the Premier League ever.
ever,
crazy,
yeah, no,
that's
actually,
crazy.
is,
Like,
actually
ever.
is, yeah.
It's
Feel
not
mad
normal what he's
vindicated,
doing.
man.
At all.
No, because it's genuinely like, I don't think anyone would have expected him to have the impact that he's had.
Nah,
But like when you look at his like showreel of the season,
not sure though.
no, genuinely, I was thinking of what's the actual like football term?
Demo.
No, but it was like a wrap up thing.
Compilation?
Compilation. That's what I was
yeah,
thinking
yeah,
of.
yeah, yeah.
Man said showreel.
We know
Like,
what he meant.
Cole Palmer, 2023-24 season. But there was so many goals that I forgot about. The Luton goal that he scored, where he tapped it over the goalkeeper rushing out, cut back in. What? That player is special, man. I think he might be one of my favourite players that I've ever watched.
And I
ever.
feel like if Chelsea were, challenging for the title, he would have been player of the season.
Yeah, facts.
If he
Yeah,
was,
yeah,
but he
facts.
wasn't.
Next season we'll be there though.
Does
Him
he
and
start for
Nkunku.
England, by the way?
I think he
Type.
doesn't.
Nah.
He doesn't. But he should be in the. If they're saying Foden is going to start as a number 10, then he doesn't start. If they're saying Foden's going to start out wide, then Cole Palmer should start.
It's one of them ones where he should,
Yeah.
but this Southgate side, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
You
know.
never
He
know
doesn't
what's.
know.
You just don't
He doesn't
know.
know.
He
He's
doesn't.
definitely
He
on
don't
the
know.
plane. Let's put it-
He's on the plane.
I don't even
Yeah.
think he'll get minutes.
He's like second
don't
row.
reckon?
on the
No.
plane.
He'll be
Even off the bench.
No. I think Southgate's like
He's
he worries
weird
me,
with it, man.
He worries
He's
me. He worries
weird.
me still.
I hope he does, but he's weird.
Because if you look at that midfield and that front line, if you've got a front line or a midfield of Jude, Rice, let's say Palmer or Foden, yeah, then you've got
Oh my God.
then you've got Saka and Kane as the other two, let's say.
Guaranteed, yeah.
That is who's better than that in Europe? Who's got a better front line and midfield than that in Europe?
Damn.
I don't think many teams have, if I'm
I
honest.
actually don't
I'm
think-
trying to quickly
There's
skim
not.
through like
There's
some of the big
literally
teams.
not. We've got the
Like,
most
only
informed forwards in the world.
But it's anyway. We'll talk about Euros another time. But it's the manager. It's always
But
going
it's
to come
I
down
feel
to
like
the manager.
it's the same thing that not the same in sense of like it's obviously international football, but it's the mindset that we're saying like Arsenal thing. Like if you've got those players, you have to play attacking football. You have to play to their strengths. The only thing that I can kind of give him a pass for is that the defense is probably the weakest it's ever been. So he's gonna be way more pragmatic.
Yeah, but even then,
Maguire actually does start on merit as well, which is
Yeah.
actually nuts.
The left back,
This is like Braithwaite.
who's gonna play there? Who's gonna play centre back?
Stones
Stones.
going into the,
who's gonna play centre back?
Yeah, it's gonna be Stones and
Maguire.
yeah.
And is that like that doesn't fill me with confidence?
And that's if Stones keeps fit throughout the tournament.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If Stones doesn't stay fit, we are done.
But we're
trouble.
doomed.
Absolutely
Doomed.
doomed.
So we've still got a few that I'm not mad at. Dunk, Konsa.
Nah, I'm mad.
Braithwaite sick.
Did you just say?
I'm mad at that still.
He's a mad.
I'm mad at that
Bad.
still.
Yeah.
I'm mad. No, I like them as players, but
Yeah.
I'm talking on the international stage.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's just different. It's just different.
I hear it, but again, you look through all the other teams.
Oh, we're doing teams.
Their defense isn't all that great either when you think about it.
Yeah,
Nah,
Timmy-
yeah, but no, we literally just France have got Saliba as
Yeah.
a depth option.
No,
Exactly.
but France is probably the only team where pound for pound, if you had to look at the England squad and the French team, that's where it's like, okay, fair enough. You two are the teams that are probably clashing. Everyone else, it's sort of, you probably give it to England most of the time.
Yeah.
yeah.
If you look top to bottom, France is the only one you go, and then even then, was it World Cup? We faced them in the semis, quarters.
Yeah.
Quarters.
Gave them a good run for their money as well. So I'm not mad at.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
yeah.
We'll talk about the Euros anyway. But team of the season.
Oh God.
Team of the season. I'm not gonna go regular because it was easy to say City. I'm gonna go Aston Villa.
Yeah.
I think Aston Villa have.
Oh, I thought we were choosing like a team of the season.
That's what
then
I
for
thought.
a second. I was like, whoa.
Oh no, that's not.
Yeah, off the
That's
top
not.
of my
We're
head.
not doing that.
That has to be a whole episode. I think.
Yeah, that has
Yeah,
to be.
no, it works.
But team of the season, I would say Aston Villa. I think they've overperformed. I think them getting Champions League football. I think they got knocked out in the semi-finals in
Of the Conference
of
League,
the
yeah.
Conference League. They got knocked out in the semi-final again of the FA Cup. No, the Carabao Cup. They've gone quite far in those competitions, finishing fourth. I think Emery deserves a lot of flowers still. I think Emery deserves a lot of flowers. What are you saying, Anita?
Yeah, I'll give it to Aston Villa as well. I don't see another team that has developed as much as Aston Villa has. And obviously, when Villa, I always go back to when Villa lost Jack Grealish, right?
Yeah.
And they didn't see a way out. And you obviously got Leon Bailey. Who else did they get?
DRB.
DRB.
Oh, he's so cold.
Was it Boubacar Kamara?
Yeah.
All these
Their team-
players, like their team is
Double
actually,
threes.
yeah.
Their team is quality.
Their team is quality, and the next step was to put this team together and actually make them a team that teams will be scared to play. And throughout the season, I kept looking at our Aston Villa fixtures, thinking, how
Long
the
day.
hell
Yeah,
are we
long
gonna
day.
do this? I'm sure everybody else was thinking the same thing.
Well, yeah,
And that
They
didn't.
dealt with it twice, you know.
Well,
You guys got
we know more than
dealt
us.
with,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Dealt
no,
with by us as well. Yeah, don't forget that.
Yeah, she's we're not doing that again.
that's
See the way
fine.
she bites.
Can you imagine?
Hard every time.
Jump like
Bite me, I'll
piranha.
bite back.
I didn't even bite. I didn't even
No, you were
understand.
nibbling. That's
She's what you say, team of the season.
But yeah, Villa man.
Villa?
Yeah, I'd say Villa.
How does
I
it
wanna
feel
say
giving
that,
that to
but
He
Emery?
didn't want to say it. Yeah, can't even.
Yeah.
pissed
Villa.
me off, but
No,
yeah,
government
Villa.
name.
No, what you
You
say?
know, Emery's team, you know.
Did Bournemouth finish top half?
No, they didn't.
No, they
There's
didn't.
just
I would have said. I
that.
would have
Otherwise,
said
Villa
them.
don't.
I would have said them as
I
well.
would've
I was
said
looking
them.
at
Because
them.
I thought they were going to go down.
They're actually,
Like-
they're my dark horses. Like the way that their resurgence, I respect it. So and Dominic Solanke's resurgence
What
as
a
well.
season.
So that is actually
What
the
a
next one.
season he's
Dark
had.
horses. Dark horses is the
Did they
next
finish
one.
11th then?
They finished 11th.
Yeah,
That's
they
still
finished
crazy
11th.
to be fair.
Yeah, my dark horses are
Oh, Bournemouth for
as
me,
well.
man.
So, so what is Dark Horse basically who we think's gonna?
No, who we think
Under the radar.
under the
kinda
radar.
just like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That's-
they shouldn't
It's either
be.
Bournemouth or
didn't
Fulham.
matter.
One of the two.
I think Fulham were all right as well, you know.
Fulham were really good this
They
season.
kind of fell off a bit at the end.
Yeah, at the end.
They were-
But I feel like there was a period where you didn't want to go to Craven Cottage.
Yeah.
Oh, Craven Cottage.
And you know who deserves flowers?
Everton.
Hey,
That's my dog.
Yeah,
knocked
because-
them down twice. They came
And
back
they
up.
came right back
back
up.
up.
Fuck
And
me.
They beat some
They
big
beat
teams as well.
Liverpool,
Yeah,
bro.
they beat Liverpool.
Yeah.
For the first time since COVID, and even the COVID was a little bit of a fluke, but
Even against us
God
yesterday,
damn.
like, they were relentless, you know.
we slapped them.
I
We
said to
slapped
myself,
them
I said, I
easy.
don't know if we're
We
gonna
slapped them
score.
easy,
Oh,
light work,
Always
man.
like that.
We beat
5-0.
them 5-0.
Yeah, they like to
Yeah.
That was bad.
That was before. That was right before they went to
That was
Liverpool.
before you, man.
That we
I don't know
slapped
how the
them
hell they
5-0.
It was a
beat
different
you.
week. It was a different week.
Hey,
So are we saying Everton or Everton?
Everton,
Dark
for me,
versus
for sure.
Maybe it's
For
a
me,
bit
it's
biased this year.
Bournemouth.
I'm Palace.
Palace. Fair enough.
I think
Yes,
when you
good
think
shout.
first half of the season, they were in and around that relegation, just a bit above it, and then all of a sudden, Glasnow's come in.
Changed everything.
Honestly,
4 wins
made
in their last
made it a
5
back
games,
three.
isn't
They've just
Bro,
been balling
the
ever
football
since.
yesterday
It's mad.
was genuinely. I was actually like, I couldn't believe what I was watching, bro.
Yeah.
Like they were so. Mark Gay was playing in midfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what? Who even? Like what?
I was a bit worried because originally it showed that Richards was going to be in midfield.
Yeah.
And with Hodgson, he was terrible. And I
Really?
thought, Jesus.
He played a good. He was good yesterday.
No, but he's at centre back. He's fine, but at DM, I thought, oh please no. And then I saw it was Mark Gay instead, and I thought, oh okay.
he's
and he
good
didn't
at
do a
football,
bad
man.
job.
Yeah, he's good at
Yeah.
football still. Naren, what are you saying? Dark horses.
Dark horses. I think it's Palace as well.
Fair.
But they're not really under the radar like that.
You don't think though?
They slightly were-ish.
They were until like 3
Glasgow.
weeks ago, and then everyone was like, "Oh shit, no, they have actually like
Yeah.
won however many games out of the last 13." Yeah, I'll give it to Palace.
Calm.
But Everton is a worthy shout as well.
Yeah, big up them. Biggest underperformers.
what do you mean, Man United?
Yeah.
Man
Oh
United.
yeah, no, it is.
Man-
From
That's
third
Man
to
United,
eighth. I wish we
Yeah.
had a United fan on this pod. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I would have.
We need to
finished
get
them.
one.
Oh
We need to
my
get one on
God,
soon.
we need to
just
get one.
purely
Bring
for that.
them.
Just
Yeah.
to,
Yeah,
just
Bro.
to
bring
rile
them.
them.
Because
I
what
can't
the hell?
believe
Yeah.
what a shamble of a season.
Yeah, terrible.
From
People are saying,
third
like-
to eighth. No, it's fine. It's fine. Go ahead.
No, sorry, there's just so much like I just want
So much to
he's
say.
so
Yeah,
much-
no.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we all want to kill him. Yeah, man. Like Ten Hag's just like people are trying to argue for him. Like,
Okay, this is okay.
Same for next
Okay,
season. I'm
okay.
just like,
I see. I've really changed as a fan, you know, because I try to see both sides always, and I think with the squad that he's had this season and the injuries, everything that has been thrown at him, he's just not dealt with it. But
Yeah.
if you look at the amount of injuries that they've had, and
centre backs especially, man.
I think their biggest. I think they've had a partnership. The most that they've played together is 7 times. The centre back pairing all season.
That was a record, no?
Yeah, and I think that's Evans and someone else. Even Evans being in that conversation
Evans,
is crazy.
Maguire.
He just went there
Yeah.
to train at the start. Of the
Exactly,
season.
exactly. He just went there to be a part of the numbers.
Yeah.
So I think that he's had a lot to deal with. The only thing that I think is working against him is how he speaks about his situation. He makes too many like statements of I don't want to be abusive. He's like
say it.
he's like
Say it.
there's like delusion to certain things that he says. Like
Ten Hag.
when he says that they're one of the most attractive football teams or the teams that they play, always talking about the Arsenal game and about how that would have changed their season.
No,
Like there needs to be some honesty about okay, we're not playing good this week. Next week we need to do this.
There needs to be accountability because they'll lose 3-0 and be like, "Oh yeah, we deserve to win." I'm like,
Exactly.
"No, you didn't. You lost
Yeah,
3-0." bro. Just
Exactly,
allow it.
and I think that's why I think United fans can be onto him because they're not seeing anyone that they can believe in because they're watching something different to what he's watching.
Yeah.
So I want them to keep him personally.
For my games.
I want them to keep him because I think if he goes, then they're gonna get Tuchel, and that will really upset me.
If Tuchel goes to Man United, that might be my 13th reason.
Yeah, nah.
You don't think I'm gonna watch football? I
Yeah,
ain't
nah.
gonna watch.
I
I
don't
ain't watching.
I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen.
Nah,
at all.
man.
It is. Come on, Tuchel.
Do the right
Come on.
thing.
Yeah.
I can watch
mate.
F1 full time.
What we saying for the player to watch next season?
Ooh.
From all of the players that we've seen this season, it could be someone that started shining in the last few weeks.
Depending on where he goes, it will be interesting to see Elise fully fit.
Fully fit,
Depending
Elise.
on
Missed
where
first half
he
of the season,
goes.
Fully fit, Elise could be young player of the year next year.
Yeah,
on where he goes.
depending on where he goes. So that's a serious. The team that picks him up has to be the right team. It can't be Man United.
Yeah.
That is exactly the same as mine. Literally, word for word, bar for bar. Just not United. Don't get him.
Please.
But Branthwaite, the centre back from Everton,
Okay.
is cold.
Oh, yeah.
He could start. If he was like next season, I'd want him and Stones as the centre back partnership for England. Like, he's genuinely cold. But just please don't go to United, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I mean, if they have a core of players that they get that are of that standard, like Elise, Brantthwaite, that's a good window so far.
I know.
What, for
but
United?
They'll ruin
Yeah.
it. They'll ruin it somehow. That's,
Yeah.
When's the
that's
last
problem.
time you saw a player go to United and become...
Bruno.
And even that, he's still...
Yeah, I was gonna say, and even then I'm like, but no, to
No,
be
we
fair.
can't
It
disrespect.
is-
Well, no,
it
to be
him.
fair,
It
Bruno,
is
yeah, it
him,
is
but,
Bruno.
like,
Yeah, it is Bruno. Yeah.
It was 4 years ago. 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It was a
That
while
is
back, man.
You know who mine is?
Kobe?
It actually, so it was. Are you like in sync with me like that today?
telling you,
'Cause you've
baby.
been saying things that I've been saying. Like, but
Bluetooth.
Bluetooth connection.
it's two players. So Kobe
Yeah.
and Wharton.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
my
Adam
one.
Wharton is
Wa-
so good.
Wharton was
man.
my
He's
one. Yeah.
so good.
It's cold.
Like he just gets football.
Yeah.
He gets football. But him and Kobe are very similar in that sense. Like they just get football, and they're so young that it's like next season, what are you man gonna be on?
Yeah.
Like both English. Like yeah, man.
Can't rush him though. He needs to stay up. Like, don't go anywhere. Like yet.
Do you reckon?
Stay at Palace. Yeah, he only
I
joined
think
in
so.
January.
And also, what's mad is, as dope as he was looking this season, people like checked the Corey was out this year. So when you imagine when he's back, fit,
He's class as well,
Lerma,
to be fair.
yeah, like they've actually got a core at Palace to watch.
Yeah.
When you think they got from Gehi, Decore, Wharton, Eze, Elise, JP all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But no, I'm with you on that Wharton one. I mean, even when it was the United game, Wharton, sorry, Mainu, but Wharton just
Yeah.
done his thing against that midfield.
And he's left-footed. There's
Oh,
something
yeah.
about
Yeah,
that
yeah,
satisfying about. He's like
Yeah,
a left-footed CDM that just gets the game.
Yep.
Like I think he's one of the key reasons why we're raving about Elise and Eze so much in this latter stage. Because as soon as he gets the ball, 2 touches, bam, finds them quickly, no questions. And you like that's what I mean. Like his brain is too. He's too mature, man. He's too mature, man. So yeah, now big up Wharton. Hopefully he stays. What are you saying? Who's your player to watch next season?
I think it is. I think it is Brantthwaite, but
Oh yeah, you did say Brantford.
yeah, I think
You
it
did
is
say
him.
Brantford.
I think it is him.
Okay, fair.
But there's some good options there.
I can't like. Mine is Ahmad.
Oh,
Because I actually like him. I've been
Diallo.
watching.
I like
Yeah,
that. I
yeah.
like that.
That's
actually.
actually-
Ten
watching
Hag
him
actually
play.
starts trusting him.
I
Yeah,
do
okay.
like him.
He is good.
Yeah.
Depends on the manager that comes, because the manager might
Yeah,
ship
you
him
know
off
what?
again.
Yeah.
God
And
damn.
Lavia, because we ain't seen him.
Nah.
And I need to see how he performs
Nah.
over there. I need to see it.
Nah.
I need to see it because
Nah.
I feel like there was so
think you're
much
gonna
hype
see
around.
What, Lavio?
This is it.
He needs a loan. Does he need
Lavio alone. Aye,
He's
you not
all
relax,
season.
To be
man.
honest, he's been gone all season.
He's playing
Nah,
what,
he's,
20
I know he
minutes?
has. He's been injured the whole
minutes in
time.
I
six
need
months.
to. I
Is
need
it
to be on
6?
watch
Six,
for
Yeah, I said
him.
20. I gave him more minutes than I thought.
Mad.
No, but he's been injured. He's been injured.
No, yeah,
So
I
we
do
I
can't,
do
we
need
can't
to
really
see
talk
him
about
when he
it.
comes back though. Like just in terms of just like people who I want to see in that
Okay. I
squad,
respect
I
that,
do
I
want to
respect
see
that.
him there.
Yeah, he
I was
like
about
we
to
can't,
say, just lower that expectation.
like we can't really. I feel like we
Oh,
can't
man,
really
I
get
believe
onto
in
players
Lavia,
like
man.
that when they've been injured.
Oh, no, I'm not getting onto
I'm
him,
not getting
man.
onto him because of that.
It's
It's
actually
just-
just
I'm not
I
getting
just
onto
wasn't
him.
expecting
I
Lavia.
don't know when I'm going to see him next, did it? Like,
Yeah. I think he's
I don't
coming.
know.
I think if there was a few more weeks, he would have made his return still. But that's going to be like a brand new signing.
Yeah,
that's why it's
like a brand
exciting.
new- Yeah,
Okay, yeah, fine.
yeah.
Who do you think is what team do you think is going to make the biggest step up next year?
Chelsea.
Oh, if it's not, then like,
Yeah.
And if it's not, we
Something's
have
gone
serious
wrong.
questions.
Wait,
Yeah,
from 6th to
serious
what? Competing?
questions. No, I'm talking about like performance-wise,
Consistency.
consistency, all of that.
Yeah.
In competitions, go that one step further. But
Yeah, if you keep the form that you've just ended on.
yeah, and I think like that it should be an expectation of Chelsea to make the biggest step up because
you
of
see
the
how
money
they only,
we've spent.
They only made the expectation after we made the jump up. Then there was all those news articles. Chelsea are they?
You know, Chelsea
they have to
sells,
get
man.
European football. Have to get like, bro. What you weren't saying that when we were 11th.
No, but,
Chelsea
like, we
sells,
were-
but
man.
low key, you had to there.
And we knew, we were saying it.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
saying it, but
Yeah.
it only became a thing. Poch and everyone saying you need to get European football because it was inside. It's like, nah, that should have been the conversation from the
Oh,
start.
okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, I see
You know
what
what I
you mean.
mean?
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah,
But
I'm
yeah,
going Chelsea as well.
It has to be
I'm
Chelsea,
going Chelsea
man.
as well. What are you man saying?
Put my life on the line.
Who needs to or who's going to?
Yeah.
Is this?
Who's going to? Who do you think is
Okay.
going to?
I don't know.
It's a tough one.
It probably is Chelsea because I think you've ended the season like genuinely pretty well
But I feel like they have.
compared
I'm not
compared to.
No, but it's like they have. Like you have to. Like
I know.
the Chelsea Football Club. You have to like that. This was like a blip
Yeah.
for them. Like
It's been 2 seasons.
historic. I
blip
get.
is over.
I know, but 2 seasons, billion later, like now you have to. Like I feel like there's only
It's
so
coming
much more.
together. It is coming
There's,
together.
yeah, there's only so much we can keep giving like Chelsea. That okay, fair enough. They're building up.
Bit of a rogue question. This. Sorry, just quickly. What do you think about Enzo?
I really like him, and I think
him.
I think that everyone that is trying to now talk bad on him because of the fact that our form changed when he had his surgery.
Yeah.
I can understand the narrative,
Got a hernia.
but the Donny had a hernia for 8 months.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like he had a hernia for 8 months. Has anyone experienced a hernia?
No.
That's
It is one of the worst feelings you can experience as a human. Genuinely. I don't know how he played through it. And he's that young. So please, that kid is special.
I do
Needed a
feel
medical.
like.
I feel bad now.
Yeah.
No,
I get it.
Brought NHS into it.
I do.
No, genuinely, I'm being serious because that's that's why I've got not an issue with Poch, but it's like, why did it take you so long to not play him when he had that going on for so long?
I feel like from what we've seen this season, Enzo hasn't been the right fit for the squad as it stands right now. Obviously, we now know about the hernia, we now know about the injury, so that could have been the factor of it. Seeing him and Caicedo play hasn't been pleasing at all. But I do also question Pochettino on a regular basis, as you guys know. On a regular basis, I'm questioning him. I'm questioning his tactics. Does his tactics and does his style of play suit Caicedo and Enzo playing together? And if it doesn't, he needs to change it so it does.
Yeah.
Because those are our two, when you talk about individual brilliance in that midfield, those are our two players that can give you that individual brilliance. And these last few games has shown Caicedo's individual brilliance, in my opinion. He's only getting better and better and better. With Enzo, we've seen that quality.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that Enzo from the World Cup, from Argentina, is the same Enzo that we're seeing right now.
You saw his quality against you, man,
see
start of
his
the season.
quality.
He was good. He was really good against
I've
you.
I've actually got to check out.
No, for that fact.
Nah, he was quality. Yeah, that was the last time we played an inverted left back, and he looked quality. So that's another question. Like, why did it take you losing 5-0 to Arsenal and then being 2-0 down to Villa to saying, okay, Cucurella, just go into that little slot. We've looked like a completely different team. Are you telling me that as a manager or a tactician or coach, whatever you are, that it's going to take you that long to realise those things? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why, like, I don't know whether you guys have seen the narrative around Pochettino and what is going to happen next season.
Team
But
Talks FC as well, by the way. Second half.
Second half form, crazy.
Yeah.
So you guys obviously aren't fans, but what do you think? Do you think Chelsea should stick with Pochettino or not?
Not he's not fat. I mean, objectively, I think, yeah. I mean, I think we said this last week as well. Yeah, like, why not? At the end of the day, his form since the second half of the season has been amazing. He's gotten you guys potentially into Europe. Who's really out there at the moment for him to go and then to bring in? Unless you're going to bring in Tuchel again, which is probably not going to happen, or I don't know.
Nagelsmann, no.
Yeah, Nagelsmann or one of these boys. Poch is probably the person you're going to have to just ride with at the moment. Again, his form's been amazing on the second half of the season, so
Has been so.
yeah, give him the summer again. Give him a good pre-season. Hopefully, a team that's fully fit for pre-season as well. Because obviously you guys had been dealing with a lot of injuries as well, and see what he's about. But obviously, if by December he's not up to scratch, then maybe he's got to sayonara kind of thing.
Squad's just got a blend as well. Like, there's been so much change at Chelsea in like 2 years. Like, entire squads, like,
Completely different.
complete from season to season. Everyone's gone. Like, that's mental.
It is.
And managerial changes, coaching changes. Like,
Yeah.
just have like a year of stability.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then kind of, you know.
I've always said that I felt like Chelsea are really like rash in their decisions.
Yeah.
Like, you lot, like, if something's not working out, you're like, yeah, you're gone. Someone else come in. Yeah, you're not working. Yeah, you're gone.
Bowley's
come
been
in.
even worse at that.
Yeah.
I didn't think it could get worse
He
for
hasn't got
that.
time. He said,
Doesn't
listen,
care.
cutthroat, boom, boom, boom. I actually genuinely think you need to stick with someone who's going to help build your squad, because just like Nera said, like, you guys have completely changed a lot of stuff at Chelsea. Like, you're missing a lot of key players that you had before that I thought were going to stay while you lot was transitioning, but they're not.
Yeah.
So you need someone that's going to help you lot build it up, because right now you lot are a bit disconjointed. Like, now it's coming together, but that's because Poch has been there for some time. So just give him a little bit more time.
Do you not think, and obviously this is just a different perspective, do you not think that at this point where we've had that upturn in form and you can kind of see the quality of the players, that if you're an owner, you can say, you know what, if we get a manager in that kind of is a bit more tactically versatile and younger, for example, just because he's available now, De Zerbi, is that something that would be enticing? Because I think you're looking at this squad, you're looking at what they can achieve, the experience that they've gained in the last few years. It's like, okay, we're not where we were end of last season or even at the start of last season. There's been a lot of change. There's been a lot of things that the owners have done to like change the whole squad. But at the same time, I kind of rate it to a certain extent. It's madness, but they know what they're trying to achieve in terms of like success that is not just for this period, it's for a longer period. That's why they're going for the younger players and doing all of that. So do you think that this is the right time to get in a manager that could build with that if they don't believe Poch is the man to see out that full vision?
I mean, if they don't believe in Poch, then obviously, yeah. But like, I just don't even think the options are that crazy right now for that sort of young. Like, De Zerbi's good, and Brighton have had a lot of injuries, in fairness, recently. But like, they've fallen off like badly in the last 3 months.
And also, if you're Todd Bowley, do you want to risk again? Obviously, Potter came from Brighton, and obviously that didn't go too well. And obviously, he was amazing at Brighton. So again, do you want to risk it again, bringing in another guy from Brighton from what you're seeing there as well? So they could be scarred from that as well.
I would personally just stick with Poch.
Yeah.
If it's going terribly again by like December or January or whatever, then obviously make a move for someone else. But I think. For next year, I think he's shown just about enough
to have another
to get
year.
Another, to get another.
That second half of the season saved it. Basically saved
has
it.
completely saved his
His
entire managerial career.
Facts. All right, cool. Before we head out, let's just do our last one. Moment of the Premier League season for everyone. Oh my! It could be a game. It could be a goal. It could be a decision.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That is so tough.
I think for me, I'll start off. For me, I'd say City versus Chelsea at home in the rain, Stamford Bridge at night, 4-4.
Crazy. Yeah.
I think that was the best game of the season.
There's actually been some mad games this season.
Yeah, there has been.
I'm surprised that you lot don't have one that straight. Because I know what yours would be if I was
one
you.
that's like
West
Ham?
Ham.
No.
Bournemouth.
No.
Jordan.
I'm not going to say it.
No, what, Chelsea? Battering Chelsea fans, no.
Yeah. That's what I thought you was going to say.
You know what? But you know what?
That's light work.
I prefer.
Play.
Low-key, I preferred the West Ham one just because I remember watching it on Sky and I saw that stadium, the fans were just flooding out the stadium. That was
and a Rice goal on that as well.
Yeah.
That would be mine. Yeah.
Absolute pain, man.
What are you saying?
Is it just specifically our club or just as a whole?
Anything.
Because the one that I got reminded of when you said Man City Chelsea is the late comeback against United. The Cole Palmer.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
2 goals, 2 minutes, like 102nd minute or something from the corner.
No, we've had some games. Chelsea have had some mad games this
you've
season.
been involved in some nuts games.
You've done the last minute winners as well.
Last minute winners, last minute L's, last minute draws.
Yeah.
Like, fam, we've had it all. That was a good game.
I was in a pub with neutrals. Like, there wasn't even, like, no one even cared, really. And it was still just mental. Like, everyone was going nuts.
Cole Palmer, man. Special. What are you not saying? Yours is West Ham, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to go with
West Ham.
I think I'm with Copes on that one. He just unlocked a memory in my head.
No, that was beautiful.
I think it was also because at the time Jem was chatting the most.
Jem, come outside still, Jem. I'm still waiting for you to come outside.
Jem, you're being called upon. You're being called upon, brother.
Edit that out.
100%.
Well, that was another episode of Keep It 90.
Hold on. Because Sam, you done something amazing on the weekend too.
Yes.
So Sam made his Premier League debut. He was in there commentating, doing his thing. Everyone give a clap for Sam. How was that experience, please, before we cut this? Because
it was good.
Close it without telling us.
No, it was good. It was a great game to do it.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of like reporting at games, it's difficult. Like League 2, League 1, obviously football is still great. But Premier League, I've followed the Premier League. So in those games, notes on notes. But that game, I knew how many goals at least they had in the last 3.
Yeah.
Like, I knew what it is. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
You're not researching like.
No, bro.
Bradford
It was just
versus-
different. So
Yeah.
it felt so comfortable, and obviously 5-0. Like, come on, the sun's shining. I was wearing it was the most. I was wearing a t-shirt.
Comfy.
I've been wearing jumpers this whole season. Jumpers, turtlenecks, 3 layers, bro. So it was incredible, and the support was really nice. Like seeing everyone, you guys, like show like love. It felt really nice. Emotional. Yeah, it's emotional. But it was really good to end the season.
May there be more for you, man.
Amen,
honestly.
amen. And more for Keep It 90, more for Niran as well. If you guys don't know where to find them, where can we find you, man?
It is FNG on YouTube.
Yeah.
The official FNG on Twitter, Insta, TikTok. Terrible name, but I made it when I was like 15.
You
I hate it. It's just official in it.
What does the FNG stand for?
Oh, that's even worse. That's even worse, genuinely. It was meant to be a joint channel back in the day with my friend in school, and his PC died, and it was just like a sort of.
Parted ways because of that.
Yeah.
You ain't got a computer. You out.
No.
It's jokes.
It's funny, man. Get a laptop.
I love that. All right, cool. Yeah, you'll be back 100%. Hopefully, if you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, guys, make sure you stay tuned on all social media platforms. If you've got any questions for us, let us know. The Euros is coming up, the Champions League final. So much more football, and we will be here covering it. Yeah, we'll be here. See you guys next time. Peace.
Take care.
Yo, what's going on, peeps? Copes here with Keep It 90. If you enjoyed what you just saw, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube and keep up to date with us on all social platforms.